officials are finalizing their briefing. A couple of minutes away from the first race. We're starting with ladies 16 and under 50 meter freestyle, sorry. A glorious morning here at Wahoo Aquatics Centre, summer in full swing. It's great to have you with us on YouTube. So 10 events this morning, 5 for the boys, 5 for the girls. 50 meters freestyle backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly, and then the 100 meter backstroke. We've got more girls than boys this morning with 9 heats of girls events and about 7 heats of boys events. Obviously that does vary from event to event, with our freestyle and backstroke being the most popular at this age group, with the youngsters coming through starting in that space. Butterfly heats aren't quite as busy. And we've got 7 heats of girls 100 meter backstroke and 5 heats of boys 100 meter backstroke. About that just yet, but
how good was the Rugby World Cup production as well? For some of the games, when they weren't showing the right angles, otherwise, like just on that level, I find it crazy. Yeah. Yeah, you know who's really good at that in America, for NBA and for hockey. They're crazy, especially with like the Jumbotron, where they go find people in the crowd that look similar to celebrities and stuff like that. Just like an inter-club model.
Right, it seems we've got a little bit of action here. Our officials will be coming on to pool deck shortly. The first few coming in here with their dolphin timing devices. Seems we're a couple minutes late in starting. I see they're just sorting out those dolphin timing devices, making sure everyone's got their relevant timer and that it's all linked in. Before we start, a massive shout out here to our parents who are volunteering. These galas obviously can't run without the volunteers. The timekeepers play a massive role. We're moments away from action getting underway here at Wahoo Aquatics Centre. We'll have the first race. Girls 16 and under, 50 metre backstroke up shortly. So, 8 swimmers in the first heat. We've got Summer Jamil, Reabetswe Kohong, Madison Jarrett, Sian Kamfa, Amy Langbane, Gabriela Vugarelis, Brittany Vermeulen and Caitlin van Rensburg. Ready to get underway with action here. We got Mr. and Mrs. Shepherd on starting duty this morning. Fabulous to have officials with their experience here with us at Wahoo Aquatic Centre. Just making some last minute checks and we'll get underway. And under starters orders we go. Girls under 16 50-meter freestyle, heat number 1. Out in lane 6 and 7. That's Amy and Gabriella. Gabriella touching first. He's got a nice lead on there, followed closely. But it is going to be Gabriella in lane 7, followed home by Amy in lane 6. Lane number 2, that's Summer in 3rd place. Wonderful start there by those girls. On to heat number 2. Jane Langbane in 2, Olivia Janssen van Rensburg in 3, Casey Matthews in 4, Gabriella Irumba in 5, Cora Hillary in 6, Nyaleti Nkuna in 7, Taslan Naidu in 8, and Bilkis Manilal in lane number 9. I do apologize if I've butchered that name. I'll try and get a official pronunciation from Mike or some of the guys here at Wahoo. I'm going to do overhead starts this morning, so the girls staying in the water. With heat number 2 on the blocks. Starters just asking Nyaleti to fix her goggles there, and we're away. She's being pushed all the way by Olivia Janssen van Rensburg. 10 meters. Looks like Olivia's just going to have enough over Jade. She is. She's going to take it. Meanwhile, we've got Bilkis out in lane number 10. She's going to come home in 3rd place there. The rest of the field coming home nicely. Good swimming across the board from these girls. On to heat number 3, we've got Jennifer Morris in 2, Sophia Pampel in 3, Ava von Willig in 4, and Annika Chavinder in 5, Annabelle Anderson in 6, Lily Vermeulen in 7, Hannah Lindsay in 8, Kyra Howell in lane number 9. I think we've got through all the unseeded swimmers, or the swimmers who come into this gala without a time. And now we move on to our youngsters who have raced in this series and have times posted. So each swimmer gets ranked, and that's how the heats are determined, based on previous times. Often with swimmers swimming their first gala, though, in the first couple of heats we get these mismatches with swimmers who haven't necessarily swum a gala needing to post their first time. We saw Jade and Olivia so strong in the last heat. Now we're on to the youngsters here. A couple of swimmers missing. No Jennifer in 2 or Ava in lane 4. But it is going to be lane 5 who turns first. Annika Chavindera. Strong swimming by Annika. She's being chased all the way. That's lane 7, Lily Vermeulen on her outside. Going to be really tight. Who's got enough in the tank? It looks like Lily's just got a little bit more coming into the last 5 meters here. Well, Lily's going to take it, followed by Annika. Great swimming. Looks like out in lane number 10 or lane 9 we've got Kyra Howell coming home third, followed by Hannah Lindsay in 8. Good swimming across the board there by those ladies. Heat number 4, we've got Gabriella Morgan Fazell in 2, Kendra Lynch in 3, Nolane Prevost in 4, Elishiba Markau in 5, Jordan van der Merwe in 6, Landiswe Chonko in 7, Nina Combrink in 8, Ashley Hildebrand in lane number 9. Good start there by the girls. It is going to be Kendra turning first, followed by Nolane. Elishiba not far behind. It was a great swim here in lane number 2. Kendra is going to come home and take that comfortably. She's got a body length on Nolane outside her. Good swimming, followed by Elishiba, and the rest of the field coming home nicely. On to heat 5 of 9. In lane 2 we've got Leah Rumba. In lane 3 Kenzie Hall. In lane 4 Kayante Lynch. In lane 5 Bly Mitchell. In lane 6 Celine Chu. In lane 7 Tabo Mwene Chanya. In lane 8 Letlolo Mokopodi. In lane number 9 Charlotte Townsend. Under starters orders. Good start. That's Bly Mitchell. Turns well, followed by lane 6, then by lane number 9. fly, followed by Celine. And then we've got Charlotte out in lane 9, although the rest of the field's coming back at Charlotte here. It looks like a move by Leah Rumba in lane 2. Going to be really tight for that third place. As Bly comes home, followed by Celine. And it is out in lane number 9. Charlotte Townsend coming home for third place. Closely followed by Leah Rumba in lane number 2. Heat number 6 of the women's under 16 50 meter freestyle. In lane 2, we've got Onika Soshise. In lane 3, Chloe Killian. In lane 4, Danit Marco. In lane 5, Abigail Vessels. In lane 6, Isla Mulvey. In lane 7, Amika LaRue. In lane 8, Idaro Yusin. And in lane number 9, Delane Prevost. Like that's Danit Marco in lane 4, with lane 7 in fact getting to the wall first. Mika LaRue and Delane Prevost out in lane 9 is also very much in this race. But a great turn there from Mika LaRue out in lane 7. That's given her about half a body length here on the rest of the field. I think it is going to be Delane Prevost in lane 9 coming home in second place. Yes, it is, followed home by lane 8 and then lane number 4. So Mika LaRue, Delane Prevost, Idaru Sen and Danit Marco coming home there. Great swim in heat number 6 there. So we look at heat 7, we've got Charlotte Olver in 2, Zara Gula in lane 3, Ava Glendening in 4, Gabriela Sepabekik in 5, Ruby Cameron Smith in 6, Olivia Pampel in lane 7, and Morgan Jardim in lane number 9. Pretty even heat here amongst all these swimmers. Pretty hard to choose, but it looks like it is Michaela Holmes in lane 6 who's going to come just ahead of Sydney Kuhn and Stella Combrink. Great swimming from the girls. And our final heat for the ladies. In lane 2, Emma Gottard. In lane 3, Leila Kuhn. In lane 4, Sarah van Skalkvak. In lane 5, Muma Temba and Leila Kuhn. In lane 4, Sarah van Skalkvak. In lane 5, Muma Temba. In lane 8, Maya Joyce. In lane 7, Zoe Vergareles. In lane 8, Mobile Mashaba. And in lane 9, Zoe Ross. Great start off the block there in lanes, I think that's lane 5. She's going to get to the wall first, and it's a good turn there, followed closely by lane number 6, Maya Joyce, who also puts in a great turn. But it's all about Muma Temba here in the final ladies heat. She's got a body length, being chased down by Maya Joyce, followed home by lanes 2, 3, and 8. It looks like it is going to be lane 3, lane 8, and then lane 2. So that's Leila Kuhn coming home third place, followed by Obile Mashaba, and then Emma Gottard in 2. So on to the boys, just the 3 swimmers in this first one. Oliver Olver in lane 4, Nathan Goliath in 5, Henku van der Westhuizen in lane number 6. And we're off with the boys. First 50 meter, it looks like we've only got lanes 4 and 5 here. That's Oliver and Nathan. Great swimming, a good 50 there from Nathan Goliath in lane 5. Oliver Olver coming home. He's going to finish up for the youngster. Very happy with that effort. On to heat 2, we've got Lincoln Coulter in 2, Connor Joyce in 3, Xavier Kutsia in 4, Gabriel Goliath in 5, Zachariah Manilal in 6, Noah Henderson in 7, Jordan Trompet in lane number 8. I think he comes into this race unseeded, so a little bit of a mismatch in the water here, but good turnover, nice 6-speed kick there, stretching the arms out. It's a good 50 from Gabriel Goliath. He's being chased down by Lincoln Calder and Zachariah Manilal, but he'll be very happy with that. Good swim there from Noah Henderson out in 7 as well, as we see Jordan and Connor coming home for their 50-meter freestyle. So in lane 2 for heat 3, we've got Lenge Mwenechanya. In 3, Max Arumba. In lane 4, Jonathan Rieder. In lane 5, Connor Daniels. In lane 6, D.A. Song. In lane 7, Ezekiel Kampfer. In lane 8, Zian Huisarmen. And heat 3 in the water. He's going to get into the wall first here. Followed by lane 3, lane 4, lane 2, lane 6. Really nice 50 here from Zian Haysamen. And then in lane number 4 we've got Jonathan Rieder. He's fading a little bit as we see Connor Daniels making a move to come home for second place. And Max Arumba, he's being challenged by Ezekiel Kamfer in 7. Ezekiel gets there first, then Max. And it's going to be Lenge and Moenia Chanya bringing us in to finish off heat number 3. So for heat 4 we've got Adrit Chatterjee in 2, Philip Lipton in 3, Luke Gumansky in 4, Thomas Tsaperas in 5, Max Chi in 6, Christian Kruger in 7, Arnu Vogt in 8, Michael van Boorman in lane number 9. Pretty even start across the lane number 9. It is Michael van Boorman getting to the wall first, but just gets his turn a little bit wrong, and in fact that's going to be Max Chi with a great turn. He's going to come up a body length ahead. That's why these turns are so important. He executed to perfection and he's going to take us home. Looks like he's going to get Luke Gumansky for company in second place, although Thomas is putting in a push there in lane 5, and it is going to be really tight there. Thomas, Luke and Adrit very close, with Michael van Boorman also in the mix there. Great swimming across the board. On to heat 5, we've got Nkosanati Mashaba in 2, Xian Wu in 3, Thomas Fowler in 4, Zach Bell in 5, Kenzo Kelly in 6, Travis Xavier in 7, Tristan White in 8, and Patrick McCausland in lane number 9. Thomas Fowler, but it's going to be Zach Bell to the wall first. Then it's pretty even for third place, 2, 6, 7 and 8. Who's got gas in the tank here for the second 50? It is still Zach Bell from Thomas Fowler, followed by Kenzo Kelly. Zach Bell is going to go all the way. Great second leg there from the young man, followed home by Thomas Fowler. It's then going to be quite tight. 7, 8 and 6, 7 and 8 all coming home nice and close.
This one is sugar and so that's
On to heat number 6, Matthew van Staden in 2, Kenzo Hutton in 3, Chiaro Hutton in 4, Noah Reynolds in 5, Jaden Morris in 6, Matthew Tooth in 7, Colby Reed in 8, William Marriott in lane number 9. 6. It's going to be Matthew van Staden to the wall first. Good turn there. Pretty hard to choose anyone else in this race. Matthew van Staden being challenged now in lane 4. It's Chiaro Hutton. It looks like Matthew van Staden's going to hang on to it. Here comes lane 5, Noah Reynolds. Oh, too tight to call from here. Too tight to call, ladies and gentlemen. I think Matthew van Staden got there first. Big push from Noah Reynolds, but Chiaro Hutton was right there on the touch as well. That's going to have to come down to the timing sheets. Great swimming from those young men in Heat 6. As we look at Heat 7, we've got Luke Ailey in 2, Aram Khalif in 3, Ethan Roback in 4, Luke Shackleton in 5, Ryan van Govenden in 6, Max Bell in 7, Zayn Mohammed in 8, and Matthew Connellan in lane number 9. Ethan Roback, who's going to lead us into the wall here, but it's tight, real tight. 4, 5, 2, 3. Ethan Roback, Luke Shelton, Aram Khalif, and Luke Ailey all in this. And here comes a late push out in lane 7. That's Max Bell coming out of nowhere. Great second leg, Max Bell. He just touches ahead of Ryder van Govenden. In fact, Luke Shackleton in lane 5. Wonderful work there from these youngsters. Great timing on that race from the youngster out in lane number 8. As we move on to Heat 8, got Caden Howell in 2, Dimitri Petrishko in 3, Emil Lipton in 4, Calum van Niekerk in 5, Zicheng Liu in 6, Ruan Voigt in 7, Travis Roebuck in 8, and Cole Hawkins in lane number 9. So I'm joined here in the production box with by Mike van Hille, the center manager and owner here at Wahoo. Mike, another great Level 1 Series Gala underway.
Hey Steve, lovely to have all the kids out on a Sunday. Nice and early for the parents to get up, but you've got the rest of the afternoon to yourself. But so nice to see so many kids swimming so well today, man. It's a quick turnaround time from the last gala, but I still see a lot of PBs coming through on Meet Mobile there. So coaches and swimmers obviously putting in a bit of work. This time of year as well. Quite a bit of effort to maybe make a B team or an A team, or which is lovely to see, particularly those swimmers that put the time in through the winter months, just to have a nice big base to work on, so that you can get some good performances now at this time of the season.
That's interesting that you say that, Mike. Middle of November, schools wrapping up for the years. I guess the primary schools, exams aren't too much of an issue, so it is really middle of the season for them. So it's great to see them pushing so hard here.
Yeah, so a lot of those primary schools, they're sort of in exams at the moment, but there's been 2 or 3 school galas so far, which is nice to see. It's always a little bit small sort of relay galas and things like that at this time of year, and then we go into more sort of individual races. But this Level 1 series is really designed to give the young swimmers confidence and expose them to slightly more official galas. We've got a full set of timekeepers on deck. We've got judges. The backstroke wedges are busy being put in. So to expose them to this level of competition and this level of officiating really benefits them when they go to the school galas.
Awesome, thanks Mike. We're just going to cut to a quick ad break as we set up the backstroke ledges. We'll be back right after this. And the backstroke ledges are in the water here. Mike, how much exposure would these swimmers have had to backstroke ledges at this point?
Oh, no, not a huge amount. We always sort of debate at level 1 whether we use them or not. But the rationale is really just to give them as much exposure to it. It does benefit a lot more, obviously, as you get older, bigger, stronger, and you can explode off that wedge. Almost into a backstroke dive, and then the speed of that off the wall will allow your underwater work to be quicker. At this age here, it's really about getting used to the piece of equipment and being able to be confident enough where to put your feet. And if you get a bit of a push off, so you'll see in the first couple of heats, it will just be pretty much just a push off the wall. And as they get slightly older and we get into the more advanced heats, you might see a little bit more of that backstroke dive starting to emerge. And then obviously at the next level, when you get to level 2, 3, junior national, senior national, it becomes a real weapon. And the guys and girls that are really great off that wedge really does give them advantage. Because it's essentially the fastest point of your stroke is when you're pushing off that wall or when you're diving, obviously.
Yeah, the starts and turns obviously so essential in competitive swimming. We saw in, I think it was heat 6 of the boys 53, it was Max Shee coming into the wall just behind and with a great turn coming out about a body length ahead of the rest of the field. So it makes a huge difference here as we see the girls in heat 1 of the 50-meter backstroke getting underway.
Well, we're just seeing a couple of those first heats getting a bit of purchase from that wedge. But we'll see now going into the backstroke turn. This is always the toughest turn to get right. And you'll see, particularly in this first heat, quite a few swimmers actually just touching on their back and pushing off. And at this young age, not quite mastering the turn, but you'll see probably from heat 3, the majority of the swimmers will go into the backstroke turn. It's quite technical, and at the higher levels, it's a hot spot for disqualifications. And because it becomes quite technical, that's essentially what that set of flags is there for. It's for the backstrokers on the finish to know how many strokes to take before you touch. And when you're going into the turn, generally at this level, it'll be maybe 5 strokes, maybe 4 if they're a little bit faster, and then 1 turn onto your stomach. And then you need to be at that wall to turn. So you may not glide into the wall, you may not kick into the wall, and that is why your timing is so important on that backstroke. And I know that the coaches at this age, it's quite a frustrating lesson to watch when they're trying to teach backstroke turns, but it is something critical to get right. The challenge is also that chances are if you get it wrong, you're going to take your whack to the back of the head, which can be a little painful. But each swimmer, as you go through, would have been through that process and mistimed it once or twice. But it's just about perseverance. And once the child becomes unconsciously competent, it becomes completely second nature, and you see it at that level 3 junior national level where they've very seldom mistimed that turn, and it becomes just completely ingrained. And that muscle memory is there, and it's just 1, 2, 3, turn on your stomach, and the wall is there. Whereas now you'll see with these swimmers here, they'll still be having a little glance back to see where that wall is, not being 100% confident on that stroke count. But let's see, hopefully it'll get a little bit better, through to probably lane heat 3 onwards. We might see a little bit more of that backstroke turn.
Yeah, it was something I never got right as a youngster. Even the freestyle tumble turn was a disaster for me, and that's probably why I stopped making the swimming team in under 16. If you're watching at home, and while we've got Mike in commentary with us, if you've got any questions for him that you'd like to engage with, just drop us a comment here, and we'll pass those questions on tonight. And hopefully answer any questions you might have about swimming in South Africa, or how to go about approaching it, how to get involved. He really has a wealth of knowledge, having been involved here at Wahoo for nearly 20 years now, huh, Mike?
Yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah, but still love it. Absolutely passionate about aquatics, everything to do with aquatics. And it's just so rewarding watching a lot of these swimmers. Might be their first gala, and this might be the thing that ignites them to want to continue in the sport.
Yeah, and I'm going to have a shameless pitch here myself. If competitive swimming is not necessarily the route to go, there are fabulous other aquatic activities to get involved in, water polo being one of them, but we've also got some underwater hockey playing out of Wahoo here. We've seen some synchronized swimming. In fact, we had one of the synchro pairs training for the last Olympics here at Wahoo, which was quite special to watch.
Yeah, aquatics is, you don't necessarily need to go full tilt into the swimming. We always advocate that you should really swim until you sort of close to puberty, and then sort of decide which direction you want to go. And like Steve said, there are obviously a lot of other avenues, and water polo being one of them, a massively growing sport, particularly in the Gauteng, Western Cape areas. Within the schools now, it always used to be just a high school sport, but we start to see way more juniors starting to play. But I always do advocate that you need to be able to swim properly, be it a B team, an A team, a national side, and lots of driving to and from pools, and particularly at this young age, you know, swimmers might be giving you a bit of jip about getting into the pool, and it often takes that little bit of encouragement from a parent to get them through that tough patch, or you know, for that cognitive development to happen, so that they realize, oh, actually I'm quite good at this. Because swimming is just one of those sports. It's exceptionally repetitive, so you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, and that mapping of the muscles and where your hand needs to be, and actually grabbing the water, or that flexibility in the ankle finally coming, and the kick making a difference. You know, that just takes time, and it's repetition, but the benefit of when you see that little change, and all of a sudden it starts to look amazing. There's nothing more pleasant on the eye than swimmers that have really managed to master the strokes, and it looks nice and smooth. And you know, the other benefits from a swimming point of view is obviously just discipline. It is one of those sports where the swimmer is in complete control of the outcome. You know, there's no teammate to affect the outcome, or you know, often the water is a constant medium, so it's all about control, and with discipline, the swimmers will start to realize, you know, what you put in is what you get out. And I think for those parents out there, there's no better lesson, particularly for our youth today, that if you work hard, success will come, and you'll enjoy that process. And that's what we always really press with the younger age groups, is through the enjoyment of swimming, success comes. Often swimmers that are just chasing medals or ribbons, it's quite tough, because there might be another swimmer that just gets that growth spurt and all of a sudden is that much bigger and faster. And if your whole outcome is based around a medal or a trophy and you don't achieve it, then it's quite tough. But if you focus on the process and enjoying the training and mastering the skill, you get that right, and the results will come. and that's again one of the sort of mental aspects that we really press at this young age, that you must enjoy the process.
Couldn't agree more. That enjoyment factor is so important. And seeing some more good swimming here from the girls as we move on to heat number 5. Delane Prevost in 2, Charlotte Townsend in 3, Dara Hewson in 4, Nina Combrink in 5, Elishiba Marco in 6, Kendra Lynch in 7, Isla Mulvey in 8, and Ashley Hildebrand in lane number 9.
Right, just a bit of technicalities here. This is what we were talking about, just learning how to use that backstroke wedge. So the key thing with the wedge is the foot actually has to still be in contact with the wall. So your toe needs to be in contact with the wall, and then that front portion of your foot can be on the wedge, which gives you that purchase to push back. But if your foot is just on the wedge, essentially you haven't completed the 25 meters. So as I mentioned, hopefully we should start to see the backstroke turn coming into play now. As this group of swimmers, I think, will be slightly more experienced. Had a few galas to practice this. As they come in, there we can see a couple of turns, probably about 3 or 4 of them mastering the backstroke turn, 1 or 2 not quite right, but that's what this gala is all about. It's about an opportunity to practice. We do have some judges on that turn side, and they will be writing down notes for the coaches to be able to tell them if there was a discretion, or if there was an indiscretion, I should say, on that turn, just so that we can give that feedback back to the swimmer. Obviously from the next level, when we get to level 2s and 3s, the judges are very, very strict. And the reason for it, I mean, a lot of parents will often go, jeepers, it's tough when your child gets disqualified and they've won the race and done their best time. But the reality is they need to learn. And I know at this age here, it's not really about getting a competitive advantage, and it was probably an accident, or you just haven't mastered that skill yet. But the reason for this disqualification, once you get to more competitive swimming, is that some swimmers will push the boundaries of what is allowed and what is not allowed to gain a competitive advantage, and that's where that disqualification comes in. So for example, on a breaststroke turn, you often see it, swimmers need to touch with 2 hands simultaneously, and if the swimmer touches with 1 hand, they can obviously lunge forward with that 1 hand, get their advantage and touch and go, and that's where it has to be equal for all the swimmers in the pool.
So if you are watching at home and you have some questions about backstroke ledges or as we see Gabriela Sepabekek here In lane number 5, she is having a great gala so far. A wonderful 53 earlier on in the morning. She's following that up with another strong swim here in the 50 meters backstroke. They're in heat 6 of the girls, 16 and under, 50 meter back. Pretty even across the rest of the pool for second place, and it looks like that's lane 7 who just got in there. Celine Chu, followed by Amber Spence out in lane number 8. Good swimming there across the board from the girls. As we move on to heat number 7 of 9, we've got Kobile Mashaba in 2, Gemma Lion McGregor in 3, Michaela Holmes in 4, Olivia Pampel in 5, Leah Rumba in 6, Daniela Kleb in 7, Zara Gula in 8, and Onika Sosishe in lane number 9.
So just a quick explanation here while they're sorting out a few backstroke wedges. Often you might wonder, why is it that you've got an 8-year-old and a 12-year-old swimming in the same heat? So the way that this works is, as you start to compete, every time you register a time, it goes onto a database, and then you will be ranked. So the swimmers will swim according to their time. So as you'll see here, once you start getting into heat sort of 6, 7, 8, the last final heats, you'll see the swimmers will all be pretty close and that there'll be pretty much a straight line. You might have one or two. Essentially the fastest people are situated in 5, 4 and 6, and then the slowest swimmers are 2 and 9. You'll see pretty much a straight line. Out a little bit, but that will all be down to the fact that they are seeded in this heat, and the results themselves will come out as per age group. So you may have a really strong young 10-year-old in the final heat swimming against 13, 14-year-olds, but that's just because his time or her time will be have placed them in that final heat. And that way it allows the gala to be filled, so we're not swimming, for example, maybe in a certain age group with only 3 swimmers in that heat. So each heat will be full of swimmers, starting with the swimmers initially that'll come up as a no time, so they haven't swum a gala before, and that's often the first couple of heats, and then we start going into the seeded swimmers, and then all the way through to the final heat, which will be those swimmers with the fastest times.
As we move on to the final heat of the girls under 16 and under 50 meter backstroke, heat number 9, we've got Ava Glendenning in 2, Zoe Vergareles in 3, Layla Kuhn in 4, Mia Joyce in 5, Sydney Kuhn in 6, Muma Temba in 7, Emma Goddard in 8, and Lila Siddle in lane number 9. Watch out for Muma in lane 7. She had a great 53 earlier. Let's see if she can back that up with the backstroke performance. Pun not intended there. Got myself a little mixed up on the words. It's ready under starter's orders. Watch for these girls to work really hard off the backstroke ledge. As Mike leans in to grab the mic, I'm sure he was going to say something similar.
Yeah, we saw some nice backstroke starts there. This one's going to be tight. The key to backstroke is a nice still head position and a strong kick. You see nice comfortable backstroke there from lane 5. So it's Mia Joyce, followed by Mumatemba. Right, that wraps it up for the girls 50-meter backstroke. We will see a little bit more backstroke in the program. The last events for today is the 100-meter backstroke, so that's 4 lengths. So that turn's going to come into play. So this level 1 series, the way that we design it is that we do all the 50-meter races, so 50 free, back, breast, and fly. And then each gala we choose 1 by 100 meter race. So I think we started the first in the series with 100 freestyle. It's generally the one the swimmers are a little bit more confident. Then we went on to the breaststroke, and then this is the 3rd gala in the series, so we're on to 100 backstroke. And then the final one for the year, which will be the 2nd of December, will be the 100 IM.
On to the boys, heat number 1 of the 50-meter backstroke. Zian Haysalman in 2. Henku van der Westhuizen in 3. Connor Joyce in lane number 4. Lincoln Hula in 5. Gordon Compton in 6. Nathan Elias in 7. And Oliver Alcott in lane number 8. Great swimming here from Lincoln Calder out in lane 5. He's way ahead of the rest of the field. Wonderful swimming. He's going to touch nicely way ahead of everyone else. And he gives us the little fist pump. Very happy with that swim from the young man. And it's lane 2, Zian Haysalman, who comes home in 2nd place, followed by the rest of the field. Very happy with that backstroke swim. Well done to those gents. Heat 2, we've got Xavier Kutsia in 2, Gabriel Goliath in 3, Jonathan Rieda in 4, Ezekiel Kamfer in 5, D.A. Song in 6, Lenge Mwenechanya, Lenge Mwenechanya in 7, Zachariah Manilal in 8, Noah Henderson out in lane number 9. Mike sitting here with Meet Mobile open, having a look at some of the times that have come through. Any times that catch your eye there, Mike?
Yeah, it's always interesting. So for those parents not sure, there's an app called Meet Mobile, and it's an app which links to our entry system, Meet Manager. So when you send through your entries, they get loaded before the gala. And that's why we have to have cut-offs, and we can't have people entering on the day and things like that. And it takes all that information, puts the swimmers into heats, and then you will see with the timekeepers they have a blue watch around their neck. That's a dolphin system, which is linked to the starter. So as the buzzer goes, it starts that watch automatically, so it takes out any delay in pressing the button. And then as the swimmers finish, there's one button that the timekeeper will push, and immediately as those times are registered, the results will pull through to this app called Meet Mobile, and will rank the swimmers. So it's a fantastic app which is used around the world at all meets, and it's just a nice way for coaches and parents to stay involved. Possibly if you're not here and you're watching from home, you can actually see the results come through immediately, and it also shows their entry time and whether the child has gone faster than the previous rider. So we are now in heat number 2. So we've got quite a variety of ages and abilities here. The bulk of these swimmers will be on a no time, which means it's the first time that they are competing in this race. So hence you will have some discrepancies. So for example, in lane 3 we have a nice fast swim from Gabriel. Gabriel probably a little bit older than the rest of the field, but that'll be his first registered time. And the next time he swims a gala, he will more than likely be in that final or second final heat, where he will have a tougher race, but they've all got to get their times registered in the first couple of heats as no times to start. But coming back to Meet Mobile, yeah, great, fantastic tool. It's a quick, easy download. There's a small cost to it. I think it's about $6 or $7 for the year. But it really does make the parents' involvement into the swimmers' sort of times and how well they're doing very easy to check on. And like I said, quite a quick turnaround from the last level 1 gala. Was probably about 3 weeks ago. So you wouldn't necessarily expect the swimmers at this age level to be taking big time off between a short sprint, a short turnaround time. But it is nice to see that the bulk of the swimmers are improving a bit. Maybe the coach is working on 1 or 2 small things over the last 3 weeks which would make the difference. But these are also children. Anything can happen. Maybe they had a late night last night at a birthday party and a little bit tired, so maybe don't have the best gala, but that's swimming. You're not always going to take time off and do PBs at every gala. And as they get older, it becomes a little bit more scientific around which gala you aim to really push towards. So in the senior sort of more structured calendar, there's 3 major galas that we would focus on, which is short course championships in about August, SA short course. And then in December, there's generally a provincial long course championship at each province. So there'll be one in Durban, one in Cape Town, one in PE, one in Gauteng. And the swimmers will do a lot of work towards that. And often the galas in between there, they'll be racing tired, they'll be in full programs, so won't necessarily expect personal bests at those galas. But then they'll do a big chunky block of work, and then they'll taper a little bit before those bigger galas, which just means you pull back your training a little bit. And the science behind it a little bit is that you know, your body produces more red blood cells when you're working harder and you're putting it under stress. And then when you pull back, body will still produce that amount of red blood cells, which carries the oxygen around the body and can help you swim faster. So that sort of science behind the taper for key galas becomes quite important. They often refer to a term called, are you shaved and tapered? So the shaving, obviously, the gents will shave their legs and under their arms and any area where there might be a bit of drag, and even their face and things like that. You'll see at some big meets where the swimmer is not shaved and tapered. You often saw it with the likes of Chad Leclerc and people like that. You'll see him at a gala, and if his face isn't shaved, and you might see a bit of hair on his legs, it'll mean it's a gala that he's swimming, but it's not one that he's looking to record his fastest times, and he's just using it as a training race. So, you know, at a World Champs or at Olympic Games, you'll see all those top swimmers will be shaved and tapered, because it'll be the highlight of that season.
Well, thanks very much to Mike there for joining us in commentary. Wonderful insights from him. Just a wealth of knowledge about the sport of swimming here in South Africa and what it takes to progress from this level 1 series into the top levels. Mike's off to St. Benedict's now. We've got a Moms water polo team. They're playing against the Rams Moms water polo team, so a little bit of friendly competition for the Moms. Mike will be leaving us, so thanks Mike. We look forward to the gala on the 2nd of December, where we'll get him back in the booth and put him on the spot again. Moving on to heat number 5 here of the boys 16 and under 50 meter backstroke. In lane number 2, we've got Sion Wu. In 3, we've got Zach Bell, Luke Shackleton in 4, Kiara Hutton in 5, Colby Reed in 6, Tristan White in 7, William Marriott in 8, and Thomas Fowler in lane number 9. Really good start there in lane number 5. Really using the backstroke ledge well, pushing himself out of the water. Good underwater work, and he's come up ahead, but he is being challenged by Zach Bell in lane 3. It's going to be tight as they get to the wall here. A great turn from Zach. He's opened up a body length and coming home really well. I remember in the 50 he finished really strong, so he seems to be timing his races really well as Zach Bell. Although he is just slowing that tempo down in the stroke, but he's going to get there. And followed home in lane 5 by Kiara Hutton. Good swimming there from those two youngsters. As we move on to Heat 6, we got Matthew van Staden in 2, Matthew Connellan in 3, Zayn Mohammed in 4, Max Bell in 5, Luke Ailey in 6, Travis Roebuck in 7, Arham Khalife in 8, and Caden Howell in lane number 9. Nice even heat here. It looks like lanes 7, 5 and 2 are leading the way here. As we see the swimmers come into the wall, it's going to be lane 5. That's Max Bell turning first. Followed very closely by Travis Roebuck in 7. And we've got Matthews, van Staden and Connellan in lanes 2 and 3. Also challenging here, but it is going to be Max Bell in lane 5. Following in the footsteps of his brother Zach, taking out this heat. Very good swim there and a nice finish as well from Max. Good work in 7 by Travis Roebuck too. Very happy with those swims, all these youngsters. Jaden Morrison 2, Zicheng Lee in 3, Emil Lipton in 4, Caleb van Niekerk in 5, Ethan Roebuck in 6, Dimitri Petrishko in 7, Rowan Voigt in 8, Ryder van Gavouden in lane number 9. Nice even heat here. Really tight between 2, 5 and 6 as we get to the wall. Oh, too tight to call on the turn there, but I think it is Jaden Morris here in lane 2 with a slight edge. But here comes Caleb van Niekerk in 5. He's finishing strong in the second 25. He's going to have too much gas in the tank here. Followed home by Ethan Roebuck in 6 with Jaden Morris coming home 3rd. Then we've got the swimmer out in lane 8. That's Rowan Voigt. Dimitri Petrishko following home with Ryder van Gavouden in 7th place there. Good swimming from those youngsters. So that's it from the backstroke. We'll be back with our breaststroke heats, our butterfly heats just after this. On to event number 5, the girls 16 and under 50 meter butterfly. In heat 1, we've got Summer Jamal in lane 3, Tabo Mwenechanya in lane 4, Chloe Killian in 5, Isla Mulvey in 6, and Annabelle Anderson out in lane number 7. This stream proudly brought to you by ItsHappening.Africa. We're obviously on YouTube. You can have a look at our channel, see the CrossFit, water polo and hockey action we've been involved with this year. But for any streaming needs you might have, you can drop us a line at ItsHappening.Africa, www.ItsHappening.Africa. We'll happily get involved with any live streaming that you're wanting to do. A couple of issues on the starters mic here. The girls are just going to stand down. Looks like we've just got the 3 swimmers starting this 50 fly. That's Tabo Mwenechanya in 4, Chloe Killian in 5, and Annabelle Anderson out in lane number 7. $50 fly for these youngsters, a really impressive feat. I'm not sure I'm brave enough at the moment to put in a 50 fly, so it's great to see these youngsters giving it a full bash. And it's Chloe Killian here in lane 5 leading us to the turn. Going with the tumble turn. I'm not 100% up to date with the rules and regulations, but I don't think you're allowed to tumble turn in the butterfly. So she might be in a little bit of trouble for that. I see Tim Shepherd, the starter, was watching with his eagle eye. He's going to make a note of that in the officials booth now. It is a learning opportunity for these swimmers, so I doubt there'll be a disqualification on that. Just a note for the coach to make sure that Chloe doesn't repeat that. And a great swim there from Tabo as well. Mwenechanya in lane number 4 as we watch Annabelle Anderson coming home for 3rd place here. Moving on to heat number 2, we've got Sian Kamfer in 2, Ava Glendinning in 3, Charlotte Olver in 4, Ria Betswe Kohong in lane 5, Nina Combrink in 6, Bly Mitchell in 7, and Milan Prevost in lane number 8. Great work from those youngsters as we move on to heat number 3. Eva van Willigen 2, Jade Langbein in 3, Casey Matthews in 4, Nyaleti Nkuna in 5, Olivia Janssen van Rensburg in 6, Mia Joyce in 7, Bilkis Manilal in 8, and Taslim Naidu in lane number 9. Great to see these girls having a go at the 50 fly. Pushing hard. Obviously the butterfly requires a lot of strength, so for these youngsters it is quite a daunting challenge, but not holding back here are these ladies and doing really well in heat number 3. That's Casey and Nyaleti finishing up on their heat. Well appreciated from the crowd. As we look at heat number 4, we've got Jennifer Morris in 3, Idara Usen in 4, Jordan van der Merwe in 5, Kendra Lynch in 6, and Kayante Lynch in lane number 7. And we're off here in heat number 4. Look for these girls to be a little bit stronger, slightly quicker turnover. That 50 meters of butterfly is still a long way as we see lane number 8, that's Keontae Lynch, out to a great start. In fact, I don't have it's not Keontae, I don't have a swimmer registered for lane number 8. We'll try find out from Meet Mobile who's filling in that lane there. Late adjustment to the program. Good swimming in the middle of the pool. That's Jordan van der Merwe also having a good swim. She's being challenged on her inside by Idara Usen. Great swimming out in lane 8. Jordan coming second. Enora touching in third, and Kendra Lynch coming home there as we watch Keontae finishing up on her 50 fly. Well done to her. On to heat number 5, we got Leah Rumba in 2, Onika Sosise in 3, Celine Shu in 4, Quieni Aliu in 5, Daniela Kleb in 6, Delane Prevost in 7, Elishiba Markau in lane 8, and Abigail Vessels out in lane number 9. And we're off with this heat number 5 of the girls, 16 and under, 50 meter butterfly. Nice even heat here in the water as we see the wide angle shot. Very little to choose from. It looks like it might be out in lane number 8, first to the wall, between her and Celine Chu in lane 4. That's Elishiba Markau. Celine with a good turn off the wall. Has she got enough left in the tank? It looks like Elishiba is just pulling ahead now. A little bit stronger, the turn over the stroke, a little cleaner, making sure she's still getting out of the water, and that's going to help Elishiba come home and take out this heat. Good swimming in lane 6 as well. A nice fast finish to come home in third from Daniela Kleb. As we look at the lineup for Heat 6, Gemma Lion McGregor in lane 2, Sydney Kuhn in 3, Letlolo Mochopodi in 4, Morgan Roebuck in 5, Zoe Vergareles in lane 6, Zara Gula in lane 7, Mika LaRue in 8, and Amber Spence out in lane number 9. Another pretty even start here as we see the swimmers in lanes 3, 6 and 8. That's Sydney, Zoe and Mika taking us to the wall. Zoe just touching ahead of Mika out in lane number 8. But a strong turn here from Sydney Kuhn. She's in it. It does look like Mika LaRue though out on the edge there with the Foster second 25, second leg of the 50, and she's actually opened up a nice lead. She's going to come home for first place with lane 9 outside her touching second. Amber Spence finishing like a freight train to get in second. It is Zoe in third and Sydney coming home in fourth place. So we move on to the final heat here of the girls 16 and under 50 meter butterfly. We got Zoe Ross in 2, Gabriela Seppa-Bekek in 3, Lila Siddle in 4, Mumatemba in 5, Stella Combrink in 6, Emma Goddard in 7, Mobile Mashaba in 8, and Seraphin Vake in lane number 9. Good start by Mumatemba there in lane number 4. He's going to get into the wall first. Let's watch her turn. Nice, quick off the wall, although inside her there's a great turn as well. Muma's underwater work, very good though, as she's just holding on ahead of Lila Sodal. She's really working that kick now, making sure she's getting a good tempo in, and Muma's going to come home and take out this final heat of the girls 50 fly. Really good swimming there from Muma Temba, followed home by Lila Sodal, and a couple of swimmers on her outside there challenging for the podium places. We'll be back with the boys' heats just after this. To those of you watching at home, this is an ItsHappening.Africa production. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, do hit that like button, maybe even give us a subscribe. We do have the 4th edition of this summer's Level 1 series coming up on the 2nd of December. And you'll be able to catch all the action from that gala right here on the ItsHappening.Africa YouTube channel. So we look at heat number 1 of the boys 16 and under 50-meter butterfly, event number 6. Got Nathan Goliath in 2, Jordan Trompet in 3, Ryder van Guverden in lane 4, Luke Shackleton in 5, Siyuan Wu in 6, Ezekiel Kampfer in lane number 7, Lincoln Calder in lane 8, Luke Gamansky out in lane 9. Watch out for Lincoln Calder. He had a great backstroke heat earlier, as we see a strong start here in lane number 5. That's Luke Shackleton. Luke Shackleton with a great start. You see a really effective turnover from him. Lincoln's chasing him down here. Needs to just work a little bit more on his kick. Those legs dragging behind him a little bit as he looks to keep his stroke tempo nice and high. But it is going to be Luke Shackleton out in lane 5, ahead of Lincoln Calder in lane 8. It's going to be tight for 3rd place. Strong finish coming from Suhan in lane 6. Is he going to get there ahead of lane number 4? He does just touch ahead of Ryder van Guverden in lane 4, with Luke Kumansky coming home outside them in lane number 9. Into heat 2, we've got Noah Reynolds in lane 2, Caleb van Niekerk in 3, Gabriel Goliath in 4, Kenzo Hutton in 5, Michael van Boorman in lane 6, Zachariah Manilal in lane 7, Xavier Kutsia in 8, and Noah Henderson out in lane number 9. There's Gabriel Goliath out in lane number 4 with a great start there from the youngster. He is unseeded, so has dominated all the heats that he's swum in so far. This being his first gala of the Level 1 series, so he'll get his times on the board after this. It's really strong 50 fly from the young man in lane number 4. As we see the rest of the field here working hard, we've got Caleb van Niekerk in lane 3. He's being challenged by Zachariah out in lane 7. Caleb just getting home ahead of Zachariah. Now a strong swim by Noah Henderson out in lane number 9. He's home. And we see Kenzo and Michael working hard to get back on their 50 fly. On to heat number 3, we've got Patrick McCausland in 2, Matthew Connellan in 3, Thomas Fowler in 4, William Marriott in lane 5, Max Shee in 6, Matthew Tooth in 7, Kenzo Kelly in lane number 8, and Adrit Chatterjee out in lane number 9.
Stretch my knees after this, so just playing squash every day for like 2 weeks now. I can really feel it. Yeah. Playing tennis and paddle as well, so nice. Getting really good at squash.
Good for your paddle.
First like 20 minutes of paddle, I was just smashing the glass wall, like still telling myself I don't need to hit it as hard. Country club, the paddle courts are really fun.
All right, under starters orders here for heat number 3. These swimmers all seeded for this heat, so we'll see a much more even race here. It's pretty tight heading towards the turn here. It is going to be lane 5. That's William Marriott who turns first. He's got challenges from lane 7, 8 and 3, but a great turn from Matthew Connellan in lane number 3. He's right in it. It is still William Marriott hanging on here. Although we're seeing a move out in lane 7, that's Matthew Tooth. He's pushing up alongside. I think it might just be Matthew Tooth, but William Marriott finding a little bit of energy going into the wall, and he's being challenged by Max Shee. It is William Marriott, Max Shee, then Matthew Tooth out in lane 7. A great race there from those youngsters, timing their race really well. On to heat number 4, we got Jaden Morris in 2, Caden Howell in 3, Colby Reed in 4, Max Bell in 5, Arham Khalifa in lane 6, Kiaro Hutton in 7, Zach Bell in 8, Matthew Van Zarden out in lane number 9. heat 4 into the water. A strong start out in lane 5, that's Max Bell. He does have a little bit of a look on the turn there, but his push off and underwater work's really strong. He's going to take this heat home comfortably. It's a race for second place as we see Zach Bell out in lane 8 chasing his brother. Doing really nicely there. Great swim from the Bell boys. They'll be really happy with that work. Great swimming. And Arham Khalifa coming home in third place there. Flying the flag for his club. Really good work across the board. Well done to those young men. I do believe this is our last of the boys butterfly heat. So we've got Emil Lipton in lane 2, Luke Ailey in 3, Travis Roebuck in 4, Ethan Roebuck in 5, Zicheng Liu in 6, Dimitri Petrishko in lane 7, Cole Hawkins in 8, and Ruan Vogt in lane 9. The last of our butterfly for the day is into the water. Nice even start. We're seeing the Roebucks neck and neck along with, I think that's Dimitri Petrescu out in lane number 7. Great turn from Dimitri. He's got about a half a length on Travis Roebuck in lane 4. Being chased by Ethan in lane 5, and a move on the outside from lane number 8. That's Cole Hawkins looking to get back into podium contention here. And it is Dimitri who comes home first. Really tight between the two Roebucks. I'm not sure who touched first, with Cole Hawkins right behind. We'll be back with breaststroke action right after this. The first of our girls 16 and under 50 meter breaststroke, we've got Caitlin van Rensburg in 2, Sian Kamfa in 3, Amy Langbane in 4, Madison Gerard in 5, Ruby Cameron Smith in 6, Riabeto Kuchong in 7, Gabriela Vergereles in 8, and Brittany Vermeulen out in lane 9. Little bit of a whoopsie there in lane number 6. Ruby forgetting that it was breaststroke and starting on the freestyle, but adjusting quickly, and she's right into her stroke here. She's going to get to the wall first. Nice quick tempo on the stroke there from Ruby. Looking nice and strong there. Looks like Gabriella is touching second, followed closely by Amy Langbane in lane number 4. Caitlin van Rensburg in lane 2, also having a good swim. As we look at heat number 2 here of the 50-meter breaststroke, we've got Bilkies Manilal in 2, Olivia Janssen van Rensburg in 3, Jennifer Morris in 4, Hannah Lindsay in 5, Cara Hillary in 6, Casey Matthews in 7, Nyeleti Nkuna in 8, and Taslim Naidu out in lane 9. Great swimming by Olivia Janssen van Rensburg here in lane 3. She's got Bilkies for company, trying to push hard in the closing 12 and a half here, but it is going to be Olivia Janssen van Rensburg who takes this one out. Really good swim on her. Out in lane 10 there, or lane 9, we've got Taslim Naidu. She's having a good swim. She's going to get home for 3rd place. Crowd favourite here, cheering going for Casey Matthews out in lane number 7 and Nyeleti Nkuna in lane 8. Great to see the crowd getting involved there. As we look at heat number 3, the Lynches, Kendra and Keante in lanes 2 and 3, Leah Rumba in 4, Sophia Pampel in 5, Ashley Hildebrandt in 6, Gabriella Morgan Fazal in lane 7, Annika Shivandire in lane 8, and Nina Kombrink in lane 9. Kendra having a great swim here in lane 2. who's going to get into the wall first. Followed very closely out by, in lane 7, by Gabriella Morgan Fazal. Good turn from Gabriella. It's going to be tight between these two as we head on home. Looks like Gabriella has just opened up a slight lead here. It's difficult to see on the camera angle, but you can see her heading into the last 5 meters now. Great swimming, great second 25 there by Gabriella out in lane 7. Kendra is going to come home in second, followed by lane number 6, that Ashley Hildebrand coming home third. Good swimming across the board from these young ladies. On to heat 4, we've got Gabriella Rumba, Annika Soshise, Charlotte Townsend in 4, Ava von Wuddig in 5, Mika LaRue in 6, she's had a great gala, watch out for her. Kyra Howell in 7, Annabelle Anderson in 8, and Morgan Roebuck in lane number 9. Heat 4 in the water here. Nice even heat across the pool. Very little to choose from any of these swimmers. Looks like the touch is going to come out in 7. That's Kyra Howell. Just ahead of the rest of the field, but a great turn and push off there in lane 6 from Mika LaRue. Kyra quickly into a stroke, and a great tempo there from the youngster. Has a slightly faster turnover than the rest of the field, and that's seeing her open up a lead here. So it looks like Kyra Hall's going to take out heat number 4 here, followed by Mika LaRue. And then it looks like it's going to be lane 9. That's Morgan Roebuck coming home for 3rd place. Really tight though with Charlotte Townsend and Annika Sosise in lane 3 as well, very much in the mix. In lane number 2 we've got Summer Gemmell, Kenzie Hall in 3, Isla Movie in 4, Danet Marco in lane number 5, Charlotte Olver in 6, Chloe Killian in 7, Tabo Mwenechanya in 8, and Idara Usen in lane number 9. Heat number 6 coming up. Queenie Liu in 2, Belai Mitchell in 3, Morgan Jardim in 4, Letlolo Mokopodi in 5, Ava Glendinning in 6, Zara Gula in 7, Abigail Vessels in 8, and Landiso Echonko in lane number 9. Great swim from Zara Gula out in lane 7 in heat 6 there. He's taking that ahead of Morgan Jardim out in lane 4. As we look at heat number 7, we've got Elishiba Marco in 2, Amber Spence in 3, Zoe Ross in 4, Nolan Prevost in 5, Layla Kun in 6, Delane Prevost in 7, Olivia Pampel in 8, and Sydney Kun in lane number 9. Seems we've got a couple of sisters. Couple of sets of sisters racing in this one. Let's see how they go. Heat 7 in the water here. Nice even start. This is going to be a tight race. Onto our final 50 meter of the girls section. 16 and under, 50 meter breaststroke. This one in lane number 2, Daniela Kleb, Stella Combrink in 3, Emma Gotthard in 4, Mumatemba in 5, Obile Mashaba in 6, Sarah van Skalkwyk in 7, Gabriella Sepabekek in lane 8, and Celine Chu in lane number 9. Slight delay here, we seem to be having trouble with the dolphin timers. So while those get resolved, we've just got some old school stopwatches being handed out. I'm going to cut for a quick ad break while we sort this out. Welcome back. It seems our technicalities have been sorted out. Ready for the final race of the girls 16 and under 50 meter breaststroke. Great underwater work by Muma there out in lane number 5. She's had a phenomenal gala, taking out the freestyle and the butterfly. Now looking strong in the breaststroke. She's being challenged by lanes 4 and lanes 2. That's Emma Gotthard and Daniela Kleb. Really good underwater work there from Emma Gotthard. Muma's looking strong again. She's going to take this one out to round off a really successful morning so far. I'm sure she'll be back for the 100 back. She'll be happy with 3 wins out of 4 in the 50s though. You're going to see great swimming across the board there from all the ladies. And I'll move on to the boys 50 meters 16 and under breaststroke. Lane 3 we've got Patrick McCausland, lane 4 Nathan Goliath, lane 5 Connor Joyce, lane 6 Lincoln Coulder, lane 7 Henku van der Westhuizen, and in lane 8 we've got Oliver Olver.
So camera, we're thinking we
Some good swimming here from Lincoln out in lane 6. He's also had a phenomenal morning so far, has the youngster. Strong turn from Lincoln as he heads back on the home leg. No let up on his tempo, although he does have a look to the left there. There's no need for him to look. He's way ahead here. You can see that gap. He's got about half a length on the rest of the heat. And here we come back to watch him finish. On to Heat 2, we've got Ezekiel Kampfer in 2, Xavier Kutsia in 3, Gabriel Goliath, watch out for him, he's had a great morning in 4, Philip Lipton in 5, Lenge Mwenechanya in lane 6, Zachariah Manilal in 7, Noah Henderson in 8, and Jordan Trumpet in lane 9. If I've butchered Jordan's surname there, it could be Trompete, I do apologize for that. Have a slight delay. They're going to clear the pool. We'll just work through the timing systems. Right, we're back with heat number 2 of the boys 16 and under 50-meter breaststroke. The timing system has been reset. And the action is underway, boys in the water. Another strong swim here from Nathan Goliath. Apologies, it's his brother, Gabriel Goliath. Great tempo from the young man, getting through his stroke really well, completing that kick. And he's going to take out this heat really comfortably. So we look back to lanes 7 and 8 there. That's Zachariah and Noah Henderson having a full-on duel here for second place. It is going to be Noah who's just going to get to the touch, although he looks, but just has enough in it to get home. Ezekiel Kampfer coming home as we cut across to Jordan Trompete and Lenge Mwenechanya rounding up the action here for heat number 2. As we look at heat 3, got Kenzo Hutton in lane 2, Max Arumba in lane 3, Kosinati Mashaba in lane 4, Adrit Chatterjee in lane 5, Luke Gumansky in 6, Jonathan Rieder in 7, Arno Vogt in 8, Michael van Borman in lane number 9. On to heat number 4 here. We've got D.A. Song in 2, Matthew Tooth in 3, Zayn Mohammed in 4, Tristan White in 5, Aram Khalifa in 6, Kiaro Hutton in 7, Travis Xavier in 8, and Thomas Tsaperas in lane number 9. Good swimming by Matthew Tooth here in lane number 3. He's being challenged by Tristan White in 5, with Aram and Zayn not far behind. A look there from Matthew Tooth. Is that going to cost him? It's going to be real tight here, and the finish. Not sure who's going to get there first. It is Matthew Tooth, followed by Tristan White in... Sorry, I think that was actually Aram Khalifa in 6. Tristan Wright in lane 5. Great swimming across the board again from the youngsters. As we look at heat number 5, Max Shee in 2, Christian Kruger in 3, Connor Daniels in 4, William Marriott in 5, Zian Heisamen in 6, Zach Bell in 7, Matthew van Staden in 8, and Xuan Wu in lane number 9. Nice tight heat here, not much to choose between the swimmers. It looks like it's going to be lane 6 to touch first, followed by lane 8. Not much in it. That's Zian Heisamen. A great turnout in lane 8 by Matthew van Staden. And here comes a move by Christian Kruger in lane 3. And at the moment it's Matthew van Staden out in 8 with a slight lead over Zian Heisamen in 6. It is going to be Matthew who takes it, followed by Zian. Looks like, in fact, just on the wall there, that's Zach Bell getting in ahead of Zian. Really good finish there from Zach Bell. He's had a great morning as well. He'll be very happy with that swim, but well done to Matthew van Staden out in lane number 8. Our final, penultimate boys heat. You've got Thomas Farland 2, Colby Reed in 3, Ryder van Guvenden in lane 4, Noah Reynolds in 5, Travis Roebuck in 6, Matthew Connellan in 7, Max Bell in 8, and Kenzo Kelly in lane number 9. Travis Roebuck out to a flyer here in the first 25 of this 50 breast. Getting through his stroke, nice glide, good streamlined position there from Travis. It's a tight race here for second place though. It looks like it's Max Bell who's just edging that at the moment. At lanes 2, 3, 5 and 7 very much in it as we see Travis Roebuck coming home to take out the heat. Max Bell in second, and it is going to be lane 5 who takes out third place. Noah Reynolds there coming home well in the end. On to our last 50 for the morning. Caden Howell in lane 2, Luke Shackleton in 3, Emil Lipton in 4, Zicheng Liu in 5, Caleb van Niekerk in 6, Dimitri Petrushko in 7, Luke Ailey in 8, and Cole Hawkins in lane 9. And under starters orders as they just sort out, I think, a disqualification unfortunately there in the technical booth. We're missing Emil Lipton and Zicheng Li in this heat, so we've got Caden, Luke, Caleb, Dimitri, Luke Ailey and Cole Hawkins. Good start here from Luke Shackleton. He's going to get into the wall first, followed by Caleb van Niekerk. A great turn there from Caleb van Niekerk. Wonderful underwater work, and he's come out just ahead of Luke Shackleton. Great streamline work, really throwing his body forward in each stroke there is Caleb van Niekerk, and he's going to take it quite comfortably in the end, ahead of Luke Shackleton, and a really tight finish as Dimitri Petrushko also gets in the mix there. We need to confirm on the times just to see second and third. That's it for the 50s. We'll be back with the 100-meter backstroke action just after this. So you can't have people under 18 yet. But I don't know if there's a restriction on how old the participants have to be.
Yeah, that's what I was told. Parents betting on their kids in the seats.
And we're back with the 100-meter backstroke action here. Girls in the water for Heat 1. Got Abigail Vessels in 3, Jennifer Morris is not here, Kendra Lynch in 5, Chloe Killian in 6, Morgan Jardim in 7, Annabelle Anderson in lane 8. Nice start here in lane 3 from Abigail Vessels. He's going to turn first on the 25. Kendra Lynch right there with her. And a great turn out in lane 7. I think that's Morgan Jardim. Great swimming from Morgan Jardim here in lane 6. She's opened up a big lead on Abigail and Kendra. And just increasing the tempo, the kick there, she comes home. As you can see, a really nice still head. Great work from Morgan Jardim. She's taking that nicely. As the crowd gets involved in this race here between Kendra and Abigail Vessels, it's tight. It looks like Kendra's gonna just get inside as she finishes nice and strong, and she does come home second place. Wonderful work. So we see Chloe Killian coming in for 4th behind Abigail Vessels, and Annabelle Anderson rounding out the action for us out in lane number 8. In Heat 2, we've got Charlotte Olver in 3, Sian Kampfer in 4, Amber Spence in 5, Lila Siddle in 6, Zoe Ross in 7, Nolan Prevost in lane number 8. Wonderful start here in lane 6 again. This time it's Lila Siddle leading us on to the first turn here, 25 meters. Followed by Zoe Ross in lane 6. Has Lila timed this race well? Does she have enough in the tank for the second 50? We're going to see a move from one of the other swimmers. And another good turn there from Lila. There seems to be no let up in her kick or stroke, so I'm confident she's going to bring this home. Really good swim from Lila so far. Got lanes 3 and 5. That's Charlotte Olver and Amber Spence chasing here. See if they can close up for a podium finish. But it's all about Lila Siddle so far in this particular race. She's going to take it out. Nice swim from the youngster. He'll be really happy with that performance. And it does look like Zoe Ross is going to come home for second place. And it is Charlotte Olver finishing the strongest of the eel swimmers in lane number 3. Amber Spence coming home fourth. And it will be Nolan Prevost and Cyan rounding up the action for heat number 2. On to heat 3, we've got Sydney Kuhn in lane 2, Michaela Holmes in 3, Riabetwe Khokhong in 4, Mobile Mashaba in 5, Queenie Liu in 6, Bly Mitchell in 7, Ava Glendinning in 8, and Olivia Pampel in lane 9. Nice even start here in heat 3. It looks like it's lanes 2 and 3 that are going to lead us towards the wall. The challenge coming out in lane number 7. A great first length by Michaela Holmes in lane 3. Will she have timed this race well enough to hang on to the lead? We're seeing a bit of a move inside her in lane 2. Sydney Kuhn giving her a bit of a run for her money. Good turns from both those girls. Mike Vanilla talking about the timing on that turn, getting that stroke count right onto the stomach one freestyle stroke and then turning on it. Really effective work from the two swimmers there in lanes 2 and 3. Slightly more efficient there from Michaela on the turn. We had a nice close-up shot on the swimmers. This is going to be a really tight one. There's not much in it. Who's got the most left in the tank here as we head home in the last 5 meters? It is going to be Michaela Holmes just touching ahead of Sydney Kuhn. And it looks like it's out in lane number 9. That's Olivia Pampel who's come home nice and strong. She's going to get 3rd place. Followed by Ava Glendinning in 8 and Mobile Mashaba in lane 5. Oh, awesome, eh? Riabetwe Khokhong in lane number 4. Getting a big shout from the crowd here. Just lost a little bit of shape on her stroke there. Kicking from the knees, needs to kick from the hips and work on turning those arms over a little bit more rhythmically, I suppose one could say. 100 meters is a long way to go, especially for a youngster, and the crowd really appreciates her efforts as she comes home and touches. We look at heat 4, we've got Ashley Hildebrand in 2, Morgan Roebuck in 3, Zara Gula in 4, Mika Leroux in 5, Keontae Lynch in 6, Mumatemba in 7, Gemma Lyon McGregor in 8, and Daniela Kleb in lane number 9. Great start by Mumatemba out in lane 7 there. She's been really strong in the 50s. Will she be able to hang on here in the 100? The endurance of this race challenges her a little bit more. The 50 back was the one event that she didn't take out, in fact. But a really strong start here in heat number 4 of 5 from Mumatemba. Effective turn from Muma. She's got about a 5-meter lead on the rest of the field. As Muma turns for home, you see her just increase the tempo of the kick a little bit there. Needs to work on just keeping that head a little bit more still. Rotating those arms around the body as we're seeing a big push out in lane number 9. That's Daniela Kleb coming home like a freight train. But Muma's lead too big. She hangs on to take out that heat. Daniela coming back in 2nd place, followed by Gemma Lyon McGregor in 3rd. Nice finish there from Keontae. Mika Leroux in 5. Zara Gula in 6. As we see Ashley Hildebrand coming home as well. And it's just Keontae Lynch to bring up the action here in heat number 4 of the women's 16 and under 50-meter breaststroke. Well then, Keontae Lynch there. And our final girls event for the morning. In fact, I lied, there are still a couple of hundreds left after this. So in lane 2, Tasla Naidu. In lane 3, Bilkis Manilal. In lane 4, Letlolo Mokhopori. In lane 5, Elishiba Marco. In lane 6, Onika Sosise. In lane 7, Idaro Yusin. And lane 8, Gabriela Sipa Bekek. And in lane 9, Celine Chu. A really even first leg here. Not much to choose across the pool. Looks like we've got Elishiba Marco in 5 with a slight lead coming back towards the turn, but there's moves coming in lanes 8, 7 and 6 as well, and I think it's going to be Gabriela Seppa-Bekek, who's going to turn first into the second 50. Slightly better turn there from Elishiba in lane 5. And she's back into the lead, but we're seeing a move now inside her from Letlolo Mokgopodi. This one's going to come down to who's got gas in the tank here. Great race across the board. It looks like Letlolo is just hanging on to a lead. She's going to get to the turn first here in lane 4. Elishiba's hanging on though. She's very much still in it. Who's going to get the better turn? Not the greatest turns from any of the swimmers as we move into the last 25. It is still Letlolo in lane 4. Elishiba is holding on though. She's just increasing the tempo of her kick, getting the stroke turnover a little bit faster, and Elishiba's moved into the lead. But here comes Gabriela Seppa-Bekek in lane number 8, as well as lane 9. It's going to be lane 9. Celine Shu closes out the best. Celine Shu takes it out with Elishiba Marco in lane 5, coming home in second place. Letlolo Mokgopodi holding on for third. And a great swim as well from Gabriela Seppa-Bekek in lane 8. As we move on to the final girls event for the morning, the girls 16 and under 100 meters backstroke. In lane 2, Casey Matthews. Lane 3, Olivia Janssen van Rensburg. Lane 4, Emma Gotthard. In lane 5, Stella Combrink. In lane 6, Leah Rumba. Lane 7, Nyaleti Nkuna. Lane 8, Jordan van der Merwe. And rounding it up for us, Mia Joyce out in lane number 9. For the last time, the girls under starters orders this morning. And they're off. 4 lanes for backstroke left for the ladies. Another great start across the field. It looks like it's lane 9. That's Mia Joyce who's going to lead us out here. She's off to an absolute flyer. Followed by lane 3, Olivia Janssen van Rensburg. She's had a great morning, as well as Emma Gotthard just inside her. Mia Joyce with a comfortable lead here. She's looking really solid out in lane 9 there. Nice and still through the body as she's got a nice rhythm with those arms turning over, and a good kick behind her, kicking from the hips, not from the knees. That gives you the power in the backstroke kick. You get a nice close-up here on Mia. She heads into the turn. Nice pull into the turn. Can work a little bit harder on staying underwater, getting a little bit further off the wall there. But Mia closing now. She's got about a half a length lead. In fact, more than that, 2/3 of a length over the rest of the field. She's going to take this one out. Really good swim by Mia out in lane number 9. As we cut back here to lane 4, that's Emma Gotthard in second place. She's being chased home by Stella Combrink in lane 5, as well as Olivia Janssen van Rensburg, who's just fallen off a little bit in lane 3. And in fact, we're seeing a great finish in lane 6 as well, with Leah Rumba coming back really quickly. Olivia just holding on for 4th place there. And Jordan van der Merwe out in lane 8. She's going to close out. We've just got one swimmer left here in lane number 2. In fact, we've got 2 and 7 still in the water. Here's Casey Matthews on screen, turning for home, with Nialeti Nkuna also on her final leg there. You can see her in lane number 7. Great effort for these two swimmers. They've been cheered home all morning from the stands, really putting in great efforts, have the two of them. Looks like Nialeti's going to just hang on there ahead of Casey Matthews, although Casey is closing really quickly here. And Casey will round off the ladies' action this morning from Wahoo Aquatics Centre here in Sunny Hill. That's it for the girls. We'll be back with the boys' action shortly. So in lane 4, William Marriott. In lane 5, Max Bell. In lane 6, Nathan Goliath. And lane 7, Luke Gumanski. Max Bell in lane 5 having an absolute stormer here. He's had a phenomenal morning. We had a great close-up of him here as he heads towards the turn at 75. Just not quite getting the timing right, getting a little bit too close to the wall, but adjusting nicely. As we see, he's got about a length lead on the rest of the field here this morning. Great work from Max Bell. He's going to take this out. As we cut back here to the battle for second, third and fourth. At the moment it's Luke Gumanski out in lane 7, just ahead of William Marriott. Well, William looks to be putting in a big last length here. He's going to try close the gap on Luke. Although Luke's tempo on the kick just increasing a little bit. Is he going to be able to hold on? It does look like it's going to be Luke in second, with William Marriott coming home in third place. And then Nathan Goliath just coming into the last 5 meters here. He's had a good morning too, happy with his efforts, and he's going to round up the action here for us in lane number 6. And he too, we got Colby Reed in lane 2, Connor Joyce in 3, Lincoln Coulter in 4, Arham Khalifa in 5, Arno Voigt in 6, Kenzo Kelly in 7, Jordan Trompeta in lane number 8. Lincoln Coulter having a great race here as we see him come home. He's also had a wonderful morning, has the young man, taking our T2 here. Well appreciated from our crowd here this morning as we see Aram Khalife touching for second place. Also a really strong swim from Aram. And it looks like lane number 2, that's Colby Reed taking third place. Kenzo Kelly out in 7, taking fourth. Connor Joyce on your screen here, finishing nice and strong. That's good work from Connor. And out in lane number 8, we've got Jordan coming home, round out the action in this heat. Well done there, Jordan. On to heat number 3, we've got Noah Henderson in 2, Ezekiel Kamfer in 3. I think we've got a scratch in lane 4, and then Kenzo Hutton in lane 5, Sioan Wu in 6, Caden Howell in 7, and Emil Lipton out in lane 8. Strong start here by Noah Henderson. He's off to the early lead out in lane 2. Being chased down in lane 7 by Caden Howell and Emil Lipton and Siwan Wu in 6. But it's still Noah Henderson leading the way here. Just working on the timing there of his backstroke turn. Caden Howell holding on to second place. Siwan Wu in third. Kenzo Hutton in fourth place there. Let's see if any of those swimmers can make a move now on the second 50. That's heat number 3 here. It's all about Noah Henderson in lane number 2. Need to work a little bit on his kick. Not really getting much out of the legs there. It's all on the upper body strength that's getting him through here. But he's going to hang on as we see Caden Hull making a move out in lane number 7. He comes home nicely for second. Siwan Wu will hold on for third place, with Kenzo Hutton having a great swim as well, coming home in fourth place. And Ezekiel Kampfer here in lane number 3 on your screens now. He's going to bring home the field for heat 3 here, the men's 16 under 100 meter backstroke. Good work, Kenzo Hutting. So heat number 4. We've got Xavier Kutsia in 2, Zachariah Manilal in 3, Max Shi in 4, Zach Bell in 5, Thomas Fowler in 6, Gabriel Goliath, watch out for him in 7, Caleb van Niekerk in 8, and Noah Reynolds in lane number 9. And as expected, it's Gabriel Goliath out in lane number 7, off to a flyer. Just getting a little close to the wall and not getting a great push off there is Gabriel. He'll work on that as he progresses through the age groups and works on his swimming, but he's got a nice lead, being chased down by Caleb van Niekerk outside him, as well as Zachariah Manilal here in lane 3. Quite a spread here in this particular heat. Some of the youngsters struggling to keep up with the older swimmers. We get a nice close-up here on Gabriel Goliath as he heads into the turn. That's better timing. You can do a little bit more underwater work there, getting a nice streamlined position off the wall. Nice butterfly kick as he looks to maximize that distance off the wall. Gabriel looking really comfortable here. He's got about 3 body lengths on Caleb outside him. Good work from. There's Caleb in lane 8 coming home. And we'll catch up with Zachariah Manilal here in lane 3 as well. He's doing nicely. It looks like that's lane 5. The next 2 come home. Zach Bell has had a wonderful morning. A couple of our younger swimmers, Thomas Fowler and Max Shi, in lanes 4 and 6 here on their way home. Bit of a battle. It is going to be Tom Fowler who just touches ahead of Max. And Noah Reynolds out on lane 9. He's going to wrap up the action in this heat. For the last race of the morning coming up next. Luke Ailey in 2, Kiaro Hutton in 3, Matthew Conlon in 4, Ethan Roback in 5, Cole Hawkins in 6, Rohan Voigt in 7, Dimitri Petrishko in 8, and Jaden Morris out on the outside in lane number 9. And the starters' orders for the final time this morning. Looks like Cole Hawkins with the early lead, although it's really even at this point. Cole followed by Ethan Roback, and outside them lanes 7, 8 and 9 also in the hunt. Good start from Kiara Hutton here in lane 3 as well. Is anyone going to have enough in the tank to catch Cole Hawkins on this last 50? Bit of a spread in the field opening up as we watch Cole Hawkins come into the wall for his final turn here. Has Ethan Roback got anything left in the tank? Is he going to be able to catch Cole? Well, this could be quite a battle as we see Ethan just increase the tempo. He's eating into that lead. Here comes Ethan Roback. Has he timed this perfectly? Has he got enough in the tank? But there goes Cole Hawkins. He's found a little bit extra in the last 10 meters. And Cole Hawkins is going to hold on. He's going to take it ahead of Ethan Roback. Then a bit of a battle in lanes 8 and 9, 7 and 9. Well, I think Rohan Voigt just getting home ahead of Jaden Morris. And that's all she wrote, folks, as we see Dimitri Petrishko coming home. Thanks so much for joining us here. This has been an ItsHappening.Africa production. We will see you on the 2nd of December for the final of the installments of the Level 1 Series Galas for 2023.